hey, you're right. It has been way too long. Let's open up this little engine and see what's going on. Hello. Dude, this is gonna be really awkward to film because I have, like, no space in here. That's okay. Ugh, that's not gonna work, is it? Okay, let's do this. I want to start by breaking, just breaking torque on each one of these little head bolts. Come back. Come back. I'm not going in the torquing sequence here because it's not really necessary for pulling this apart. When we put it all back together, we will. But right now, we're a little more concerned with just getting them all kind of de-torqued evenly-ish, you know what I mean? There we go. Oh yeah. Also, this is this is really hard to film in here because, well, it's tiny. And, well, you know, that's okay. Really curious to see how this looks in here. I've got a feeling it's gonna look pretty nice. Man! Yeah, I got a feeling it's gonna look pretty nice, but I reckon we'll find out. Let me grab a hammer. Yep. The nice thing about using a wooden mallet is that we're not worried about ruining any kind of threads or anything like that. Oh yeah. Alright, what are we held on? We got some gasket stickage. Let's see. Go sideways. There we go. Got some gasket that got left on here. Hey, nice, nice. Uh-oh, we've got one valve open. We've got two gaskets in here, actually. There's this plate here that does a couple things. It directs oil, but it also kind of acts as an air oil separator for the crankcase vent right up here. There's a whole little, like, I don't know, maze that the air's got to go through and drops the oil back down out of this guy and whatever. But we obviously have a gasket here that seals between this plate and then our rocker box, and then there's another gasket that seals between the top of the rocker box cover and this plate. So we'll pull that off and see how that looks in there as well later. Now the question is, how in the world, since we can't spin the engine, how are we gonna spin the camshaft? So I did go ahead and get me some JIS crosspoint bits. And I'm glad I did. They fit nicely. I mean, as they should. That's kind of what this thing was made to have. Let's see what's going on under here. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. We're going to go ahead and pull out this whole points assembly, and then we've got our advance mechanism back behind there as well. We'll pull that out too. Come on now, washer. And washer. let's see now, with those out, we should be able to just pull our points right on out of there. Nice. Oh yeah, we got some oxidation going on in here, but it's not anything too crazy. We can clean all that up. We do have a little 10 millimeter here that's going to allow our advance mechanism to come up out of there, it looks like. This little washer here. Sweet. It's a little free. Okay. I need to get in there and pull that out. Pick. There we go. Just nice and easily. Yeah, okay. We got a little bit of rust, not much though. We can certainly take care of all that. I'm not worried about holding these flatheads right now because obviously since this is coming apart, we're gonna have to readjust all this anyway. So I'm not real worried about keeping my lash in check on the valves right now. We'll get all that set up after the fact. I just kind of want those loose. Do we have any movement? Let's actually, let's see if we've got any movement in those guys. Yeah, that's free. Yep, that one's free as well. Sweet. We've got marks, we've got marks. That's awesome. So there's a mark on the top of our rocker pivot, and it looks like that mark actually points towards the eccentric. So that's good to know. Nice and easy. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and put these little keeper screws back in here. Now that everything's out of the way. I guess there's an oil galley back behind there. Yeah, so these are all the same size. Let's go ahead and do the opposite side here. I think this side will be pretty easy, about the same looks like. Sweet. Something I think we should go ahead and do now rather than later is see if we can get these screws off on the front and the back, and then we need to get our rocker covers off as well. But all of this is still nice and solid and shouldn't be a big deal to get these guys off. At least give them as much of a chance as possible. I'm using, it's a 17 millimeter on that guy, but I'm using a 6-point socket. I have had old Hondas in the past, and these guys will round out really easily if they don't break out of the center first. So, 6-point socket is the way to go. If you use a 12-point, you just run more of a risk of breaking those guys. Or really rounding them off. If they're gonna break, they're gonna break, and a 6-point doesn't really matter, but we need to see if these guys will come loose. Well, that was a little too easy, I feel like. Okay. That one's free. That one's free. Cool. That was easier than I thought it was gonna be. So I want to let's just snug those for now. Now that they're broken free. Snug, snug. And snug. And snug. and see if we can get these guys off of here. These are challenging, man. These freeze up. Hey, there's one. Wow. Okay. There's two. Wow, dude, that's three. See if we can get this angle right. That's four. That's crazy. I never doubted. Yeah, these little cast aluminum dealies. Sketchy, dude. Kinda sketchy. Really easy to break. I mean, they're super lightweight. They don't even feel like... They just feel like they would break really easily. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. No big deal. Also, I do find that those get over tightened pretty often. They don't have to be crazy tight. I'm kind of surprised these came out. I figured we were gonna break heads, but doesn't look like we did. They're just, whoop. They look nice inside, but those heads are awful outside. Story of this bike, though, let's be honest. Off camera, I've been tinkering around with the 175 twin just a little bit, just tearing it down, doing the same kind of thing, although it's completely different architecture up top. I mean, it's an overhead cam, but it's very different. And all four of them came off on that one too, and that engine's in much worse shape than this one. Fascinating. We're going to replace all these with hex stuff from Common Motor. Shout out to Common Motor, by the way. I ordered some stuff from them, and they sent me a couple of cold snack koozies. Really appreciate it, and a sticker for a 350 as well. Thought that was really cool. Thank you very much. I'll get you guys in here so you can see this a little bit. Look how clean. I mean, we don't have any rust on the cam lobes, nothing. That's crazy. Huh. Yeah, that's pretty wild. I'm really pleased with that. So our next step is going to be, we've got a couple of bolts in here that we need to take out because we've got to get this cam chain off of here. Or we need to get the cam shaft out of here, but in order to do that, we need to get the cam gear off the cam shaft, and then we can kind of fish the cam chain down through the head and the cylinder and all that stuff. So I think our next step is going to be to pull these cheeks off and try and get this camshaft loosened up a little bit, because unfortunately, with the engine being stuck, I can't turn the camshaft over to get to this other bolt that's way buried down in there. I don't even know if you can see that, but there's a bolt buried down in there, and well, that's kind of hard to get to. So hopefully I can loosen this up a little bit and kind of rotate it enough to get to that bolt, and then we can get everything out of there. We shall see how that goes. So a really important tool for working on these old Hondas is an offset wrench, a drop neck wrench, whatever you want to call it. These guys are absolutely fantastic for getting into little places. This one specifically is a 10 millimeter on one side and 8 millimeter on the other side. Could be anything, but I really recommend having a 10 millimeter offset wrench. Honestly, these are really nice to have for tightening the jam nuts on the end of your rocker arms when you're setting lash in old Hondas with the engine in place, especially when you've got, you know, this one's kind of different because our lash is set out here. But most of the time, underneath these little caps, you've got the end of the rocker arm, and there's a screw that goes through a jam nut. And when the engine's in place, dude, sometimes those are a real pain to get to. So it's really nice to have a little offset box end wrench that can get down in there and set your jam nut while you're adjusting your lash. Just, you know, something nice to have. In this case, this is going to be really nice for hopping in here and pulling our bolts out of our cam gear. because I see people, yeah, nice. I see people try and hop in here with a regular 10mm wrench. The problem is that it doesn't really fit in there very well. It hits up against this little plastic sheathing on the gear itself. So you don't have really great engagement with the head of that bolt. And, you know, just, you can do it in a pinch, not a big deal, but if you can, get yourself an offset wrench. Now the problem with this, let's see, we'll leave that kind of loose-ish. Since my engine's locked up, I actually can't get to the bolt on the other side because I can't rotate my camshaft. So what I'm gonna have to do is actually pull these cheeks off of here and hopefully loosen the camshaft up enough to where I can kinda just rotate it a little bit. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but we'll see. We've got points under this side and we have our tack drive cable under this side. But these guys are also the housings for the camshaft bearing on either side. So when we're taking these off, I don't want to be beaten on this thing this way. I want to try and just pull them straight off the side as much as I can, because I don't want to go and booger up that bearing. So hopefully we can just tap on these a little bit and get them to just boop right off the side. I've already got these guys kind of loose. And we'll do the same thing on this side as well. Haha, tiny little mallet. Brass side. Actually, ooh, do we even want to use the brass side? Yeah, carefully. We're not doing much. I don't want to give this a whole lot of oomph because, like I said, I don't want to booger up that bearing that's inside here, and that applies to both sides. Ooh, I see it loose. Just kind of watching this seal right around here. There's a gasket in there, and I'm trying to just keep my eye on that. Hey. There. Yep, there it is. Okay, so we've got it broken free. That's good enough for now. Let's get the other side. Mush that back in there. We'll do the same thing. Just some little dings. Hey, that was easy. Okay, so that is that side as well. That's awesome. Okay, before we go any further, I need to go ahead and get me a little container and label it out because I don't want to get my rocker arms out of place. I want to just make sure everything goes back right where it came out. So let's do that. So here's what I want to do. We've got some little cheapy plastic container action. I'm going to just do this and that, just like that. We've got a left side and we've got a right side. Now, this is from sitting on the bike, right? I want left cylinder, right cylinder from the seating position looking forward, okay? So it doesn't matter, it's gonna look backwards when we take all this out of there, but no big deal. We have in, and we have out, and in, and out. Right, intake and exhaust. Nice. Okay, so now, it's so tricky to film in here, dude. There's no space. Okay, so now what I need to do, I'm gonna go ahead and just take these jam nuts off of our lash adjustments. Hopefully I can just kind of slide this dude off of here. Gotta be kind of careful, because I don't want it to come flying off of there, you know what I mean? There we go. You can kind of feel it going. Just little bitty wiggles here. There we go. Okay, let's see. I'm just gonna kind of support this with my hand while I pull this guy off of here. What I don't want is for our rocker pivots to follow me out of here. Okay, there we go. Now, if I just kind of let this be under its own weight just a little bit. We'll go ahead and get our rocker arms out of here. They should just come straight on out. There's one. I gotta remember too, this is the front of the engine right here. So what we actually have is left cylinder, right cylinder. So this is our intake rocker for the left side. We'll put that on left in. And then this is our out. That's left out. I'm really glad this is coming apart without beating on stuff, because you just don't want to run the risk of marring up your bearings or anything like that, because I'm pretty sure, let's take a look at this actually, I'm pretty sure these are just little, yeah, I mean, those are just, that's just a bushing. It's not a ball bearing or anything like that. It's just a bearing surface, just oiled, that's it. So that's why I didn't want to be beating on the side of this, and I would rather it just come straight off of there so we don't wallow that out at all. Thankfully it kind of worked, so sweet. Boop. Okay, we'll do the same thing over here. Gonna see if we can just, this side kind of wants to come right on out. Cool. Okay, now if we let that go, there we have it. That's some weird casting action on there. Huh. Guessing that's normal-ish though. Yeah, here we go. There's an oil galley right there. That's great. Looks really nice. Nice and clean. Yeah, no complaints there. Cool. Okay. There's tach drive side. Now, again, we're backwards here. So this is the right cylinder. There is our intake rocker. And our outtake rocker. Sweet. These look nice, man. We don't have any like crazy deep striations or anything like that on here. Any like kind of scratches and stuff. They look really nice. They look really, really nice. Okay, there's right side out. Right, left cylinder, right, yeah, correct. Okay, so now our camshaft is kind of free. I just don't want, rule of thumb, you know, if you've got a bearing surface or a wear surface, you just don't really want it touching other surfaces if you can avoid it. It's not the end of the world if it does, but I know I'm about to get in here and kind of try and make some room. And, well, because of that, I don't want my camshaft trying to chew anything up or get chewed into itself. There we go. Oh yeah, there it goes. Woo! That's tight. That is tight in there. Just, you want to talk about a little bit at a time though. Goodness gracious. This is a lot easier if you're not in this same situation as me where your engine's locked up. This is way easier because you can just rotate everything as you need it. Put the bolt at the top, you know. The one you're working on, just put it at the top. My offset wrench here is a 12 point. On purpose, because kind of reasons like this, you can get in and make small little turns that you couldn't really make with a 6 point. I try and avoid, generally try and avoid 12 points if I can, especially on non-12 point headed stuff, which you don't really find outside of aviation that much anyway. But they are really nice for getting into tight spaces like this. There's one. We'll have to demagnetize all this stuff later because you don't really want to go and use a magnet on bolts in your engine because you can wind up getting metal filings that'll stick to stuff they shouldn't. I mean, I guess, you know, the easy fix for that is just have an engine that's not chewing itself apart, but, you know, sometimes that's easier said than done, fellas. Cool. Okay. I need to make note of this too. These bolts, they're the same length, but one's got a shoulder. There's a U and an A. We've got stampage towards the shoulder. Got it. Now, get a load of this. So we're gonna pull these guys out of here. And I want to have, will this go ahead and kind of rotate-ish now? Yes. Let's go ahead and get us some safety wire, because we're gonna need to hold this cam chain up. Under one of the links, nope, okay. Well, then we'll just go through the gear itself. So this whole camshaft, this is so strange, but the whole camshaft exits the side of the head this way. It is all gonna come out here. It's very bizarre puzzle piece kind of dealy. But you know what? It works, I guess, so whatever, Honda. It's just a little puzzle. Kind of a weird little puzzle, but you know, a little puzzle. Oh, we might actually just be able to move the cam gear kind of independent. We could just kind of help it jump some teeth down there on the bottom end a little bit. Come on, one more little like tooth or something. Jump some timing for me, dude. I'm giving you permission. This is the one chance that you get to jump teeth. Come on, one more. Oh, we're so close though. Let me just a little through here. A little through here. Oh, nope, it's still a little bit close. Hey, there we go. Oh yeah, that's it. That's it. Come on, you're done. There's a tall side. Okay. Can I tell y'all this is this is wild. There it is. Get our safety wire back here. Oop. There we are. Okay, cam's out. Golly. Why is that so challenging? I mean, I know why. This is not good though. We do have, I didn't do this. This was already done. We've got some defects. Not the end of the world. Just looks like somebody hurt it a little bit. I don't know. Hard to say. There's our camshaft. Woo! Great. Stupid. Okay, it's not that bad. It wouldn't be that bad if the engine wasn't locked up. And I think I'm gonna just go ahead and count my lucky stars that it did come out at all with the engine being locked up. Okay. We got it. I never doubted. What's next? Just taking the head off? Maybe it's already loose. Nope, the day. Yeah. Whoop. Whoop. I heard that dowel. Where are you? There are you. We'll leave that for now. Mush back down into place. We're gonna use an actual dowel and just take this off. So we don't really need this at the moment. There we go. Okay, we're in here. That's crazy looking, dude. I never really mentioned this. When I pulled my oil drain plug, I found little bits of debris in there. I say little, they're big bits of debris actually. What I was thinking was that it was maybe a scraper ring. It's what it kind of looked like to me, but I just found something else right in here. So what this is a thrust washer kind of thing for the camshaft that sits between this and its bearing on either end, and keeps the camshaft centered. And well, one of them's gone. Ish. Halfway. I mean, where's the other half? We look in here, I don't see anything. I mean, it's not in here. It's gonna be in the bottom somewhere, I'm guessing. Fantastic. No, I joke, it's really not the end of the world, but that might have something to do with why this thing was parked. It started either making terrible noises or stopped running, I don't know. But that also explains that mark on our right cylinder. Yes. That also explains the mark on the right cylinder's cam lobe. I don't remember if it was intake or exhaust, but hey, hey, hey. Yep, things are making some sense now. Great. Okay, shut up, me. Where's my 10? My 10 millimeter, dude. We got 2 bolts left that we need to just pull on out of here. This is dumb. Where's my extendo? Found it. Oh, this is actually dumb. I don't need any of that there. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I think with these 2 bolts out of here, the last thing to do, there's that one here, and then there's another matching one on this side, and you can't see this one. So just, you know, trust me. I believe that's everything. There's another one. So I've been kind of going through and just making sure that our bolt sizes are the same. These seem to be the same. Can you see that? Is that in focus? Probably not. I think that's everything. No weird bolts or anything holding stuff down back here. I think that's it. Okay, well. Mallet time. Carefully. I don't want to whack these fins too hard, because it really doesn't take much to break them off. Never done it on a CB, but certainly broken them off other things. Okay. Don't look. Oh yeah. We can kind of try and spread that surface area out just a little bit, you know what I mean? Ugh, okay, hey. Don't use a flathead. Don't do what I do. I'm an idiot. I'll tell you what, let's grab our handy dandy holder of cam chain. Pop that out of there. Let's see. That goes down there. We should be able to kind of lift this up. I need just roll that little piece of safety wire in just a bit so we're not scraping all kinds of fun things on our way out. Oh yeah, dude. There it is. Hello, nasty. This thing's been just soaking, man. Eating on some Marvel for a long time now. A couple weeks anyway. 3, 4, a month? About a month? A month? I think that's right. Cool. You can just... Oh, well. So that can't really fall down any further. I don't trust. We're gonna just leave that there. Anyway, this comes out of here. And there is our big, beautiful head. I'm a little bit confused here as to what these blue dealies are on here. How are our dowels? Are those come outable? Whew, brother. Let me tell you though, we're gonna need a lot of shop towels. I don't know, man. I've seen worse looking cylinders that were still running, or at the very least not locked up. So, I'm not really sure what's going on here. This is kind of crazy. Golly, dude, these are gross. I did kind of try to dump out some of this fluid. Whew. Before before I brought the engine in here. Actually, before I brought the engine in here. I was gonna say before I got it out of the bike, but nope, that doesn't make any sense. That's not how that worked. I just wonder what these little blue... What are these little blue dealies? It's like markers almost, but for what? Honestly though, cylinder walls don't look that bad. I mean, really, they don't look bad at all. You don't want to watch me clean these out, right? Okay. Doing autofocus, dude. Get that out of here. Yeah. Got a little, 1.25" oak dowel. And, persuasion. I'll be honest. I've seen rustier cylinders in my life. And, well, I don't know. I just looking in here, given the context of the rest of this engine, man, I just don't think this is going to be very difficult to get turning. I'm probably wrong. The thing is, though, everything else is just a little too clean. So I don't think this is going to take much. But, hey, we'll find out. We're going to give this thing just a little bit of... Oh, no way. Did you see that? Hang on a second. Oh. Yeah, for sure. Y'all see that, right? I'm not giving this much force, by the way. I know it sounds kind of bad. Wow. Just like that. Oh. Hang on a second. Let's put down the persuader. What? Need to kind of keep cycling it back and forth just a little bit. Oh my, oh my. Okay, here's what we do. Sorry, sorry. Let's get this gack and push it all down into the oil galleys. Let's get this gack out of here. You know what? You can just fall right onto the case. That's okay. Wait a second. Can we just use the Kickstarter? What? No way, dude. That's it. It was just kind of stuck where it was stuck. Oh my, honestly too, dude. It really doesn't look that bad. Okay, I'm gonna give this just a little bit more. Just kind of help work it through its cycle. I mean, it's basically coming free though at this point. No way. I just cannot believe that, fellas. That came around honestly easier than I thought it was going to. I figured it'd come around pretty easily. It's just a matter of getting in here, you know? That's crazy, dude. I just can't believe it. That really did come around a little easier than I thought it was going to. That's it. Look at that. I'm being really careful here because my my cam chain is off of the gear. So I don't want it to grab and catch on something. I can hear it kind of tika tika. Does that kind of convey how smooth they are? They're just, I can just push them from finger to finger. That's wild. Wow. Okay. She's gonna run, fellas. Let's just go ahead and get the cylinder off of here. I don't think that we have anything else to do to get the cylinder off of here, actually. I could do that all day. I shouldn't, and I will not, but I could, you know what I'm saying? Oh, wee. Oh, there it comes. Okay, ooh, back this way. Oh yeah, there we are. Okay, where's my magic special cam chain holder? Come here. On there. Yeah. Okay. Whew. All right. Got the cam gear off. Sweet. I went ahead and took this forward tensioner off as well. I guess it's not even really a tensioner, it's just kind of a cam chain guide, but it's out of there. Give myself a little bit more room to work with here, and I think we should now be able to pull the cylinder basket off of this machine. We broke it free already. We're gonna go just nice and slow. Okay. So far so good. Tensioner's kind of blocking us a little bit. Pretty close. We've got movement. There we are. Hey. Okay, dowels. We have one dowel. Couple of dowels. Wow. Okay, there we are. Let's set this to the side just a little bit and hook it back to our safety wire. Wow. Ugh. There it is. Hey, not too bad. I want to know what these are, dude. Vibration dampeners or something? I don't know. Like, if you guys know, let me know in the comments why it looks like vinyl tape almost. That looks weird to me. Pistons, what do we got, dude? Minimal scoring. Yeah, really not much going on. Dude, I think these pistons are actually usable. I also cannot believe the state of these cylinders. They really do look nice. We'll go through and dingleberry hone those things, and that'll be just fine. But for now, what is you? What is that? Is that like a bug? Ew, dude. Okay. I think I see what's happened here with our cam chain. Cam chain's sitting kind of low because it fell in a little bit too far. I shouldn't have let it fall in that far, but I did. Oh well. Not the end of the world. I need to kind of fish it back out of there, but well, all four of our circlips for both of our wrist pins are all still in place. That's nice. So we haven't really like lost anything necessarily. I guess we should go ahead and just take the pistons off because we're going to need to soak these guys and clean them up and all of that and whatever. We should have some marks on here. Yeah, there's a forward mark. There's a forward mark. Okay, so the arrows point forward. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. I can't believe we've got a scraper ring that's actually trying to scrape stuff still. That's, well, that's kind of ridiculous. Intermediate ring is stuck. Compression ring is stuck, it looks like, on both of these guys. It looks like we might need some rings. It's kind of hard to say. Obviously, they're all stuck right now, and you know, that's expected. That went way smoother than it should have. What's next? Pistons out of there? Yeah, pistons out of there. What is that? 10 millimeter. Just kind of knock this wrist pin just a little bit away from that circlip. Boop, just like that. Give ourselves an easier time getting this thing out of here. One. There we go. Just kind of work it out and around. Number 2. Easy peasy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. Woo. Man, that piston really doesn't look bad. I think we can still use these. I've got this 10 millimeter socket that's just about the same size as the wrist pin. We're just giving it light little taps. Doesn't need much. Really doesn't need much. Alright, they just don't look bad. We got right piston and left piston. And honestly, we've got a little bit of markage on them, but we don't have any deep scoring, no crazy striations or anything like that. They look pretty great. I reckon we toss these in the wash and just see how they come out. Something like that. That's a little jank, but it'll be just fine. Into the bath y'all go. Goodbye. Have a nice time. Nice. Huh. Huh. Can you tell where the camera is? This is awkward.